joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you're joining me from. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Accept my greeting according to your time zone. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You can be among the first to receive it. Then go to the comment section at all times. Leave your comment, drop your contribution. If you have suggestions, make it out there. If you have any criticism, put it down on the comment section. It will make us to get better, presenting you a better program. Thank you so much. Welcome. Thank you for joining wherever you are joining from. We know we are facing a very heavy attack and destruction, so no matter how they try to distract us, wherever you are, you can be able to join. When they kick you out, you try to come back. Once they kick you out, you can try to locate us back. That is the way we will continue to do it until we overcome them. And when you join the broadcast, kindly share. When you share, other people will get the notification and they will join us. Share the program in your WhatsApp group. Share the program to family and friends. Share the program to anybody that is close to you. Keep on sharing until those who need to hear us will hear us. It is only you and I that can be able to propagate this message and let it get across. If we want to be redeemed, if we want our voice to be heard, we must have to play a role to make sure that our voice is being heard. If we don't, our voice will be silenced, and we will not allow our voice to be silenced. That is why we try as much as we can with any little opportunity we have to come and speak here. Clement and Eto, thank you so much. You're one of the people who has been very constant here. We are all facing the challenges. You see the attacks coming all the time. They are hiding our videos, making sure that people don't come across us. But as long as the Biafrans are still here, helping to share the videos, we will continue to speak. So today we are here again to speak to Biafran people, as we all know what is going on and the situation we are in today. Before I start my broadcast, I would like you that is watching me, if you're coming here for the very first time, I want you to know that you are watching an autopiloted platform, autopiloted by Chukwu Okaba himself, under the spokesmanship of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the new Prime Minister of Biafra Republic Government in exile, and on the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is where we stand. You are welcome, my beloved brother Solomon Obinna. Thank you so much for joining. We will continue to propagate this message until we get it across. Today, I'm using a topic which says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. My people perish for lack of knowledge. That word is very common in the Bible. Sandra Oko, thank you for joining, Sandra. Please, as you join, kindly share in your WhatsApp group. Any WhatsApp group you belong, kindly share there so that people can join us. The attack is so intense and so strong, we can only overcome it by your own help and support to share. They don't want us to speak, but we will continue to speak no matter what. So we have chosen a topic today to encourage each other, to advise each other. As you all know what we do on this platform, we don't come here to preach hate. We don't come here to attack people. We don't come here to preach propaganda or blackmail against anybody. What we do here is to encourage each other as Biafrans, to talk about our freedom, where we are heading, and other necessary things that need to be had. Information that are necessary, we pass it here. We try as much as possible also to debunk every lie that they have told against you, against me, against the Biafran people, against our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, against our new Prime Minister of Biafra government in exile, against IPOB as a whole. That is what we do here, and we will continue to do that. So I urge you that is joining us for the very first time, kindly like and share, and I bet you, as long as you're a truth lover and you're standing on the truth, you're going to like your stay here. But if you don't like the truth, you're not going to enjoy your stay here, you're going to leave. So the topic we have chosen, as you all know today, is a very common topic that we always talk about. The Christians are very familiar with it. My people perish for lack of knowledge. It's a very strong word, the truthful word and the sincere word, when you dissect it and look into it critically. When you don't have the knowledge of something, you cannot make something good out of it. When you don't have a good knowledge of something, you will never have the benefit of that thing. When you don't have a good knowledge of something, there's no way you can be able to explore that very thing properly. That is why knowledge is very important. In this very agitation, struggle, and restoration of Biafra that we are finally in today, so many people of the world do not have the knowledge of what we are asking for, what we are seeking. And that is why those ones that don't have the knowledge, when they see us, they think we are just noisemakers. Some see us as troublemakers. Some see us as people who are just getting themselves busy, joking and playing around, because they don't have the full knowledge of what we are asking for or why we are doing what we are doing. Knowledge is very important. When you don't have the full knowledge of something, you can always judge wrong. Your judgment will not be accurate. It will always be a wrong judgment that you pass. That is why it is very important for us to have a knowledge of what we are talking about. And today we will dwell more on the situation that we are in. The situation of the Biafran people. It is a very critical one. Every Biafran, we are facing a very critical situation. And I can tell you, it is not just Biafran. Every indigenous tribe in Nigeria is facing these challenges, but on different scale. Every indigenous tribe in Nigeria is facing a great challenge. Every indigenous tribe in Nigeria has become an endangered species. Some pretend about it simply because of what they tend to gain. Some pretend about it because of fear. Some have lost confidence to speak up. But I thank you, people like the Biafran agitators. They cannot be silent. They cannot be cowards. And they cannot be caged. Nigeria as a nation have tried in several ways to cage the voice of the Biafran people, to shut it down. But they cannot. They are trying to bribe all the media of the world. to be giving the negative news about the Biafran people, more especially the Igbo Biafrans. They have gone ahead to pay off some social media networks to make sure that the voice of Biafrans is not heard. They have spent millions. I can tell you, the money they have spent to suppress the Biafran people and their voice could make Nigeria a better nation. Take it to the bank. The money they spend to make sure they suppress and oppress the Biafran people, if they can invest it wisely to develop that contraption, it will pay them a lot of good. It will go a long way. But what do? They continue to invest to silence the voice of the innocent. They continue to invest to see that they continue to hold people down. But with all those investments they are making, they cannot succeed because we are fighting a just cause. We are all freeborn. And there's no why, there's no place a freeborn will accept slavery. If you're a freeborn and you know that you're a freeborn genuinely from your heart, I don't see the reason why you should accept slavery. You must have to pursue that which is yours and get it, regardless the cost. And that is the situation of the Biafran people today. We have been doing everything possible to see that our voice is being heard all over the world. We have protested, we have written applications, we have complained, we have cried, we have given so many evidences on what we are facing, but yet, in all of that, it seems as if nothing is yet been done. People of the world, up to today, I can tell you, some are still pretending not to know what is going on in Biafra land. And some don't have the actual knowledge of what is going on. They might know that something is wrong, but they don't know the weight of the problem that the Biafran people are facing. The problem that Biafran people are facing is a life risk. It is a life risk. When you see us asking for an independent nation, you see us asking for Biafra, it is because it is a matter of life and death. I am not trying to exaggerate words. There are so many evidence. If you are not from Nigeria, you are from any part of the world, and you feel that what we are saying is fallacy or we are lying, you can send a spy on the ground to go and verify what is going on in Biafra land. The dehumanization of the Biafran people, the loss of life of the Biafran people, the intimidation and attack by the military against Biafran people, the militarization of Biafran land, even when Biafran land is the most peaceful area. This is the situation, and that is why we must walk away. And for those who are busy peddling lies and who are busy embracing their own slavery, who feel that they are comfortable in that slavery, well, that is their choice. But you cannot say because you are comfortable in that slavery, because you have chosen to be the house nigger, now you don't want every other person that wants freedom to be free. It is not possible. For those of us who want to be free, we are going to pursue our freedom until the last man standing. Our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made the same statement, and when he made that statement, he never missed words. Up to today, he is still standing on his words, fighting for you and I. The Supreme Leader of IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And for your information, he is not just fighting for his own race, the Igbos, Igbo Biafrans. He is not just fighting for his own nation, Biafran people, the old southeastern region, regardless your religion or your tribe. He's also fighting for every indigenous person in that contraption. He's also fighting for every black man in the planet Earth. He's also fighting for every oppressed human being on the planet Earth. That is how vast the struggle is. But when you narrow your selfishness to one side, you're thinking that we are just fighting for our own self. It is not just about the Biafran people alone. That is why our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have always said it, that the freedom of the Biafran people will be so infectious that when Biafrans are free, every African nation will be free. And when Biafrans are free, every other person anywhere else will definitely be free. A lot is going on. The earlier you wake up and pursue that which is right, the better for you. Some of us are still busy pretending that all is well, because they feel that the little they have, because they can afford their 3 square meal, they feel it is okay for them. Some of them were able to buy a car and have a shop, and they think it's okay for them. But I tell you, whatever you have in this present contraption called Nigeria is not assured and guaranteed. You can lose it at any given time. You can lose everything you have worked for in a twinkle of an eye, as long as Nigeria remains the way it is. There is no guarantee for anything that you have. And because you think that you have a guarantee for the little thing that you have today that is keeping you alive, you feel all is well. And you have become a stumbling block to those who are genuinely seeking for freedom because of your lack of knowledge. My people perish for lack of knowledge. Whatever you think you are doing better today in Nigeria, when Nigeria disintegrates, it doesn't matter the region you are going to perform 100% better than you are doing today. Whichever planet, whichever side you are, whichever section you are in that contraption, when the contraption conduct a referendum and people go their separate ways peacefully, you are going to progress more than whatever you think you are making good today. It is going to be much better. You're welcome, Blazy. Thank you for joining. So I urge you, wherever you are, to be careful what you wish for. Every one of us saw the verdict of Accrose, somebody who has been in the Senate for more than 20 years. He has been in the Senate, a senator. He has been going in and out of the Senate. And ask me, what has he achieved all this while? Nothing. In fact, he's one of the people that is holding the Southeast down. He's one of the people who is making sure that the Southeast remain enslaved. Somebody who has been in the Senate for more than 20 years, held important posts, and yet nothing to show for it. What we see is most time he go along and he will take things that belong to the people. He goes along, he will acquire certain gifts that are mounted for the people, a location that is meant for his own people in Biafra land. He will claim their location without making good use of it. It has been happening again and again. There are so many contracts that have been awarded by the federal government through Accrose. And what did he do? He siphoned the money and never implemented those contracts. The evidence are overwhelming. Our Prime Minister has spoken about him, has unveiled so many amount of money and contracts that he have stolen. Things that were supposed to be done in Biafra land, he took it to himself. And he went ahead and began to purchase properties all over the world. He has properties in the US, in the UK, in Dubai, so many parts of the world. And today, finally, the time came for him to answer for everything that he has done. Eventually, he came to the side of his own child. His child has a kidney problem. He was looking for kidney. And he took somebody from Nigeria to go and donate for kidney for his own child in the UK. Eventually, it backfired. He was caught. And since then, he has been going to court. And finally, his sentence had been pronounced a few days ago. 9 years and 8 months in prison. Ekweremadu and his wife, about 6 years. If somebody had told Ekweremadu that today he's going to be in jail, he wouldn't believe it. Our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has warned Ekweremadu several times. He has warned Ekweremadu several times that you will serve these people and you come back in shame. And every one of you saw when this man was beaten up in Germany by the IPOB. That was one of the warning signs when the warning was coming. That was when Chukwu Okikabian was calling him to attention. That was when Chukwu Okikabian was using the Biafran people to call his attention to retrace his step. Ekweremadu was beaten up in Germany by Biafran people because of his attitude. Many people didn't understand what was happening then. Some people took it against the Biafran people. Some people didn't have the foresight they had today. But I tell you, that is one gift that the Biafran people have. One gift we have is that we see things that will happen ahead of time before it happens. Every one of us got that gift from our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He's so gifted that he can predict what is going to happen in the next 20 years, 50 years to come. When he tells you something, all you got to do is just to wait and see. It's going to come to pass. And the Ekweremadu then, in Germany, was given a warning. The Biafran people called his attention. But he didn't listen. He came back to Nigeria after escaping from Germany. He continued on his path. He continues to dehumanize people, continue to attack Biafran people, continue to steal funds of the Biafran people. And finally, Chukwu Okikabian stepped in. Some people will say, are we rejoicing for his calamity? We are not rejoicing. We are not rejoicing that he's in problem. But what we are saying that is a lesson. My people perish for lack of knowledge. But it's so sad that many people are not learning from what is happening to others. So many people don't learn. They don't learn from what happened to other people. With what happened to Ekweremadu, you will expect every politician in Biafra land, more especially, every senator, every House of Assembly member to begin to retrace their step. But what do you see? The opposite. They continue to deepen themselves into that evil agenda. Ekweremadu is one of the person who will never speak about Biafra. He's one of the person who will never support Biafra. One of the person who will tell you a false story about Biafra. One of the person that the caliphate is embarking on. One of the person that is giving them assurance that there is nothing like Biafra. One of the people who can come out and tell that Biafra is dead. And why is it so? It is because he has eaten so much, siphoned so much, that he now feels that the only place he can become relevant is in this contraption called Nigeria. And this is applicable to every one of them that call themselves politicians. They are so scared of what the future is going to present. That is why they will never ever support the disintegration of that very contraption, which they know is doing nobody any good. They know it's doing nobody any good. There was a time that a voice record was released where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the former Minister of Transport, who has now disappeared to thin air. You don't ever hear from him again. An audio was released where he was saying that Nigeria will never ever be good. While he was a minister, he said it will never, that there is no sign and no plan, and that no leader is making any plan to make Nigeria better. That people are just following them sheepishly and moving around. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself, in his own words, said it, until the Biafran, until the Nigerian people rise up, until the people rise up and say enough is enough, put an end, until there is a massive revolution, nothing is going to change. The person that was saying this was the former Minister of Transport, who even came to contest for presidency. In that audio, he confessed and said the late Muhammadu Buhari doesn't listen to whatever you had to say. In fact, when he sees you complain and cry, he laughs over it. He turns it to a joke. And when that audio came out, some people thought it was a joke. That is exactly the way the politicians see you and I. The politicians in Nigeria see every citizen as unserious people. No matter how you cry, they feel it's a joke. Even the late Muhammadu Buhari, on a live interview by Channel Television, he said it. That Nigerians are noisemakers. They will only make noise for you to notice them. That you just take a little, just allow them to make them. After making the noise, they will go back. They're only seeking for notice. And that is exactly true. These criminals have mastered the attitude of the ordinary Nigerians. And that is why they succeed in everything they are doing. My people perish for lack of knowledge. The political class, the Fulani Caliphate, have mastered things about you. They have gotten the knowledge on how to oppress you, how to intimidate you, how to maneuver you. They have the knowledge, and that is why they are succeeding. Knowledge is power. You will say, when we talk about the Fulani Caliphate, how many are they? How many are the Fulanis? They are not the majority. The majority tribe we have in Nigeria are the Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba. Today, the tiny Fulani strangers that came in have made Hausa to disappear completely. Nobody talks about the Hausa anymore. One of the major languages. Major. Few tiny Fulanis made them to disappear because they got the knowledge that the Hausas didn't get. They manipulated them and put them under their control. They didn't stop there. The Biafran people and the Ududua people are not the highest population. And yet, you'll be wondering, why is it that the few Fulanis are manipulating everybody and controlling it? Even when you claim to be smarter than them, you claim to have all the education, which you do have actually. You have the education. But where is the wisdom? Where is the wisdom? Where is the knowledge? The Caliphate mastered your inside and outside. They have known that the yardstick which the Ududua people used to measure themselves, the Yorubas used to measure themselves, is the Biafra. They know that. They know that the Yorubas are only see Biafrans as a measure to know if they are progressing or not. And that is true. The only way Yorubas rate themselves, whether they are doing well or not, is that when they are doing better than the Biafran people. When they are doing better than the Biafran people, more especially the Igbos, that is how they measure their success. As long as they are doing better than the Biafran people, they are okay. But it's not supposed to be so. There is supposed to be a healthy competition where you be focused to challenge yourself and go ahead. There's nothing wrong in having a healthy competition. It is allowed. But for you now to lose attention and focus on something that is irrelevant, just as the competition you are seeing in Lagos today, they only see the Igbo Biafrans as a threat, even when the real threat is sitting beside them. I can tell you that the Yorubas care not about the Fulanese and the Hausas. They take them as people who doesn't have knowledge, they have nothing to offer, and they can't do nothing. They ignore them and they focus on distracting